Why are you talking to me like I'm some...
I don't, because I'm pissed off, and I don't see. Let me tell you, when I'm pissed off, see, you know they good. I beg, you know they allow me.
Okay, fine. So,
see, you're telling me that why didn't I tell you about a situation, right? Now I don't care, right? Wait, listen, I'm trying to say something.
Okay.
Now I don't care, right? You're asking me why I didn't tell you. Okay, I chose not to tell you.
Good.
Wait, I'm saying something. I'm saying something.
Tell me.
I am saying something. Okay, I can choose not to tell you.
You have Taylor to talk to. You have Dede. If I put in that energy, it is very normal. Why I chose that was very simple. She's my friend. At least I wanted to have somebody like Dede. I didn't want to choose you because we had a conversation already, and I didn't want to mix things. I just wanted you to have your time for yourself, so you think. But I have time for myself to think.
Wahala all the damn time. All the damn time. Problem all the damn time. Ladies and gentlemen, these housemates are really doing the most. I mean, when Big Brother said, do the most, this is a 10/10 season, they all took it personal. And they are doing the most to the extent that they do not really give a fuck if it affects the person closest to them in the house. Everybody is hungry for that money, that prize money. Everybody is hungry for that money. And so they are all doing the most. Because what I saw happen between Sultana and Faith last night, ladies and gentlemen, I almost wept for Faith. I almost wept for that young man. I mean, it was when you talk about injustice, unfairness, marginalization, betrayal, that was exactly what it was. And the fact that Sultana was not in any way at all remorseful about what she did and how she treated him. Nah, ladies and gentlemen, I felt so bad. I felt really bad for Faith. I felt like just going into that house, giving him a hug and giving him a pat on the back and assuring him that, dude, don't worry, it's fine. But I couldn't, because I'm just a viewer. And aside that, there was a conversation between Victory and Gigi Jasmine in the early hours of this morning. Guys, all these things were happening around like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and I listened to their conversation. And frankly speaking, the first thing I asked myself was, Victory, why? Why even bother? Why even bother? Anyways, we're going to get into this video and I'll give you all the tea because it's actually a lot, all right? But I'm going to try as much as possible to summarize, all right? And yeah, you're all specially welcome to my channel. My name is BBNaija. This is Frankly Speaking with BBNaija, and I am the girl with the tea. I see that the likes on my videos are improving. I want to appreciate every single one of you and just remind you all to not drop the momentum. Keep it coming, all right? Please, as you're watching my videos, be giving my videos a thumbs up. Click the like button, all right? And yeah, all of that said, let's just continue with the rest of the video. So first off, I must admit, I've never really understood the sleeping arrangement of some of these housemates this season. I've never really understood it. Now, from the look of things in the 2 bedrooms, it looks like there's enough bed space for every single housemate, because so far I have seen housemates sleep on their own individual beds, right? And I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week, sometime last week, when Big Brother had instructed the housemates to empty their boxes, put their clothes in their closet and take out their boxes. I'd noticed that there were actually extra beds that some people had colonized to themselves, or let's say monopolized. Yes, they had monopolized it to themselves, and they had used those extra beds as their open wardrobes, right? So they had arranged their clothes directly from their boxes on those beds. So that also gave me the idea that, okay, fine, just maybe there's enough beds to go around for everybody, all 29 of them. And also, let's not forget that the head of house, most times in the week, does not even sleep in the main house. The head of house sleeps in the head of house lounge because the bed over there is way more comfortable. It's like you have your own apartment in Big Brother's mansion, right? Now, why am I giving all of these preambles? I've never really understood why Faith shares the same bed with Sultana. So from conversations they've had, I've heard that, okay, when people were picking beds, there was no bed for him, which is quite weird because there are people that sleep in other beds and then they say, oh, my bed is in the other room, I'm keeping my bed, nobody should sleep on my bed. So it makes you wonder, like, okay, what exactly is going on? Is it that some people have two beds and they do not want to let go of one? Like, how does it make sense? How does it work? So that's why I said I've never really understood the sleeping arrangement. Now back to Faith, right? As I said before, I've never also really understood why he shares a bed with Sultana. Now, it is Sultana's bed and she has been allowing him to sleep in the same bed. One time I heard that, oh, it's because he just wants to be sleeping there. Another time I heard that it's because he does not have his own bed space. So fine. Since everybody got into the house, that has been the case. But then some days ago, there were whispers, speculations that Sultana has love interest in the house. So there's Jason J, who says that he likes her. There is Koyin. There is Victory. Yeah, Victory. The way these guys like Sultana is in different capacities. Jason J says he likes her countenance, he likes her aura, he likes her demeanor, he likes the way she walks, he likes her eyes, and he wants to be her cuddle partner. And he wants to be sleeping in her bed, regardless of the fact that Faith is already there. For him, he does not care. But so long as he likes Sultana, it's going to be him and Sultana sleeping in Sultana's bed. That nobody can stop him from sleeping in that bed. That the only person that can tell him not to sleep there is Sultana. Now, Koyin, on the other hand, I've not really understood the depth of his likeness for Sultana. But one thing that's very obvious is he's not fighting too much, right? He's not fighting too much. He has indicated interest, but he's not fighting too much for her attention. But Jason J, because Dede has cleared him that nothing can ever happen between them in terms of dating relationship. They can just be friends. He has decided to pack his love interest elsewhere. And now he has dumped it on Sultana. And he's fighting to be the only one with Sultana. Now, Victory, on the other hand, said he liked Sultana. But there was no clarity as to the depth of his likeness or the actual meaning of his likeness. We're going to talk about it when we address his conversation with Gigi that happened last night. So what happened? The guys have been, they've been sort of provoking Faith, right? Jason J with some of his comments like, oh, nothing can stop him from sleeping on that bed, does not care who is there. And it's been sort of provoking Faith. Now, Sultana, on the other hand, is enjoying the attention. Her girlfriends, Sabrina, Doris, even Big Soso at some points, they've had conversations with her and they've asked her, okay, so out of all of these guys, which of them do you really like? Which of them do you want to be with? And he said, to be honest, the only person she would have chosen is Jason J, because he's very mature, very emotionally intelligent. He has a calm energy. She likes him. But she's not going to pick anybody. She's not going to choose at all because she doesn't want to ship with anybody. That's what she said. But ladies and gentlemen, everything flipped yesterday. In fact, last night, everything changed. Was it last night? Even 2 nights ago, everything changed because Faith was going to go to bed. And before he knew it, Jason J was already in bed and Sultana did not give him any explanation. Sultana did not say anything at all. So she just kept quiet. And that was how those two slept off. So the next day, Faith was quite upset. He was shocked. It was worried, like, what happened? Like, you didn't even tell me, somebody else just came and took my bed space. That was what he called it, my bed space. Somebody else just came and took my bed space. You did not even give me a heads up. At least courtesy demand. You tell me if you don't want me to even sleep in the bed anymore. Just tell me so that I can look for somewhere else instead of just springing it on me as a surprise. It doesn't really make sense. So according to Faith, About 4 times, I think, he has tried to have a conversation with Sultana to understand what exactly is going on. Because Jason J still makes those, annoying comments from time to time that, he's not going to stop chasing Sultana. He's going to be the only one sleeping in that bed with Sultana. And the only person that can stop him is Sultana herself. So he has tried having conversations with Sultana, but Sultana will always say, oh, she's not ready to have that kind of conversation, that when she's ready, she will let him know. Like, she doesn't care. So the guy was in a bad mood 2 days ago, and yesterday it flowed into yesterday as well. Like yesterday, the bad mood continued. He was not happy. So housemates who know about the sleeping arrangement, of course, because they like to instigate things, they've been asking questions and they've been trying to understand what exactly is going on. Now, Faith himself does not want to embarrass Sultana or himself, so he's been shutting down all the gossips and all the inquiries, right? But these other housemates, the Midnight Gang, they have been carrying a lot of speculations, and that was how Sultana heard people whispering and chattering and talking about this whole situation. And so she had left her bed where she was already cuddling and sleeping with Jason J, had come out to come and have a conversation with Ibi, Fubara and Faith. And guys, that conversation was nothing short of painful to watch, because not only was Sultana heartless about the whole situation, not only was she completely unperturbed, unbothered, unremorseful, like she was kind of mean to Faith. And when Faith would try to explain, ask her questions, she was just continuing, like she was continuously shutting him down. She was continuously dismissing him. And the way she was looking at the guy, like in a very condescending manner. And obviously because of his height, because of the size of his body, because he's small, he's petite, And he also made me wonder, like, okay, so hold on a second. If it was K-Bobo or if it was Bright, would Sultana have treated those guys the same way? In this very same dismissive manner, in this very same belittling manner, kept on shutting him up. And then she was basing her own anger on, how dare you ask me such a question? Because she had been evasive of their conversation. And Faith had seen her in the dressing area, I think yesterday morning, and I said, oh, this bed situation, is it going to be the same thing today again? And unfortunately, there were like some people there. So Sultana had literally leveraged on that to be angry. For her, why would you embarrass me in front of people? Why would you embarrass me by asking me such a stupid question? So she was angry. And the guy was trying to explain that, look, I've been rendered bedless. Like, I've been rendered not having a sleepless space, or rather a sleeping space. And I've been trying to have your attention. I've been trying to have a conversation with you. You've been evasive. You've been blocking. You don't want to talk. You've been stalling. So what did you expect me to do? You threw the first offense by just literally throwing me out in the cold. And I'm trying to find out the reason why, but you're not giving me any chance. You don't want to talk to me. And Sultana kept on shutting him. Guys, see ya. It was a peak of gaslighting, the peak of emotional blackmail last night. I mean, Sultana was pulling off all her strings of manipulation around that conversation. And Ibi Fubara, who calls herself a trained therapist, psychologist, guys, you could also see that she was being a pick-me in that situation. Because remember, she is now a proud member of the gossip clique of Sultana, Doris, and what's her name now? Sabrina. So she enjoys the importance, the status that she feels she has in the house. And so the way she was handling the conversation last night, you could sense that she did not want to offend Sultana. She was just obviously and glaringly on Sultana's side. So Faith was left hanging in that conversation. Not really bad for him. Because even Sultana wasn't even allowing him have a say. Ibi Fubara was being biased. Ibi Fubara was not also trying to see his point of view. As I said before, she was bootlicking to... guys, I felt really bad for him. Because that whole conversation, even the so-called therapist Ibifubara, was not just in his favor. The conversation was not even going in his favor at all. Sultana was really gaslighting this guy, and he looked so confused. For someone that is very intelligent, the guy looked lost, like, what the hell is going on right now? It looked like a gang up. And you see, to make matters worse, as the conversation was going on, Jason J came out of the bedroom like he was just going about his business. It was as if he wanted Faith to come for him so that he would respond. And then he went back to bed, laid down. So we did not see the end of the conversation, but at the end of the day, he and Sultana, they cuddled back in bed. And then this morning, Faith was, Jason J was telling Sultana that it doesn't care, that nobody can tell him to leave her bed space, that is going to be there. And even, I forgot to even add that even during that conversation last night, Sultana was saying, and so what? Is it not my bed? She was telling Faith, so what? If I don't want you to be there, I don't owe you any explanation. And so what? I say, wow, that is really brutal. But all for the game, right? All for the game. But then again, I'm looking forward to Faith's revenge, because there was something he told K Bobo some days ago, that he can be extremely petty when people hurt him really bad, especially when people hurt him unprovoked. He can be very petty, and people don't want to see that side of him. Ladies and gentlemen, I am praying this morning that we see that side of him, because Sultana and Jason J, they really did him dirty. They really did him dirty. They disgraced him. They embarrassed him. It was too much for a man to take. So that was what happened. Yeah, that was what happened. And guys, I look forward to hearing what you think about that matter. So please let me know in the comment section below. Now quickly, moving on to Victory and Gigi Jasmine's conversation. It was Victory that actually approached Gigi for a conversation. He said he wanted to know how she was doing, and the usual defensive responses. Why do you care? Why do you want to know? I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'm good. And it was asking her, what did I do? Did I do anything wrong that you're upset with me? Guys, my head almost opened, because at that point in time, I'm like, Victory, we've defended your actions because it was the logical thing to do in Big Brother's house. But don't stretch it, because number one, why would you even go have a conversation with her? I mean, if you want to have a conversation with her, if you want to apologize, go ahead. If you don't want to apologize, just let her know that, okay, I just want to check in on you, because we had a conversation before XYZ happened, and I just want to know that we're actually on good terms. Finish. What was the point of did I do anything wrong? What did I do wrong? Why are you upset with me? That felt like some gaslighters questions. Yeah. That is how a gaslighter will ask questions. And I did not find it funny at all. It was quite disappointing and annoying to listen to. And I love the fact that Gigi was not necessarily entertaining by saying, oh, you did this, you did that. But later on, she buckled over because she actually started telling him things, right? Now, she had a lot to say. Typical Gigi's complaints and nagging. Oh, you did this, you did that. God, I've told you all of the things that she normally complains about on my previous videos. But then, it was when Victory started explaining his own side that I saw the sense in what he was saying. Now, Gigi was, of course, complaining that, oh, look at what you did. You chose this person that I've been complaining about to go stay with you in the head of house lounge. Where is the sense in that? Look at what Kayikunmi did to Isabella. That's the exact same thing you did to me. How do you expect me to feel? So, Victory said that from day one, Gigi has had male friends in this house. There is Utega. There is Denari. He didn't even have Bright, because Bright is also Gigi's very good friend. There's also Jason. Gigi has 4 close friends in that house. She is the one that gives hugs to, what's his name, Jason, every day. Jason goes to her for free hugs. And then she said Otega is a prayer partner. She has 4 male friends that meets her needs in different ways. And that was exactly what Victory told her. Victory said, you have male friends. As a woman, you are enjoying the luxury of having all of these male friends. You also have female friends. Me, I don't really have female friends like that. And so I decided that, okay, fine. I also want to have the kind of freedom that you have of having the opposite gender as a friend. And Joanna is my friend. I like her as a friend. And so I chose her so that I can also have a friend to talk to. And because of the conversation they had the previous night, this is what Victory is saying now. He said, because of the conversation we had the previous night, we had an agreement. We had an understanding of how things will go moving forward, so that you will have space to do what you want and I will have space to do what I want. And that's why I chose Joanna. And I don't understand why you are upset, because we already had this conversation. So guys, when he put it that way, it made so much sense, because it then dawned on me that, okay, so Gigi was actually being selfish in that case, because I think I even mentioned the same thing on my video I did about these two people, that Gigi has friends. She's a likable person. People gravitate towards her. She has 4 male friends, standard. And this does not mean that she does not relate with the other guys. She relates with the other guys in the house very well. But these 4 male friends, she's with them, she hugs them, everything. So imagine it was Victory that had 4 female friends, and he has one in particular that he hugs every day. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think the conversation will still be the same today? So their conversation went on and on and on. Frankly speaking, we did not see when it ended, right? And to be honest, I don't even want to know how it ended, because I just could not wait for it to finish. Because, you know, Gigi is very verbose. She has a lot of words in her mouth. She talks a lot, and she knows how to trigger people's emotions with her words. Talking about, I'm in this experience for my son. And Victory too said, well, I'm in this experience for myself. I'm here to discover myself. I do not want to have to be dealing with sorting out relationship issues every day of my life in Big Brother's house. And I explained that to you, and you said you understand. So why are you upset with my choice for a guest for head of house? So guys, that conversation, as much as I was tired of it, it kind of gave perspective, really, to that situation, this time between these two people. And you could tell that Gigi knew that Victory was telling her the truth, but because she still wanted to push the narrative that Victory was mean to her, he did not consider her feelings, he treated her badly, she was still trying to stand on her own narrative, heavily standing on her own narrative. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. I want to hear your thoughts about this one as well. So please share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.